Hi friends. Okay, I am back on a new platform, a new computer, a new way of recording. So let's see how this goes. I'm praying that it's successful. Anyway, I have a fun love episode for you today because we're still in the month of February and we haven't even celebrated Valentine's in my house. It's not a big deal, but we still haven't had our date because of travel. And so I was thinking about my marriage, and so I wanted to have an episode on that. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope this blesses you today and you can take some really good nuggets from this. Okay, let's get started.
One word people have used to describe me most of my life is emotional. That isn't a stretch because, yes, I am a female. But when I was described as being so emotional, so moody, especially as a teenager and in young adulthood when puberty hormones were just strong, and I just accepted it as me, that I was just going to be extra emotional. And let's not mention how I was practically giving myself whiplash once a month because of these said emotions. This continued for years, and not where I'm impossible to live with, but just I used it as a crutch month after month. Oh, I'm getting my period. Or, oh, that's why that happened. Sorry, it's my period. Sorry, it's that week. But something changed all of that this year, and I can finally say I am over those PMS symptoms. I started taking intuitive nutrition that is hormone and soy isoflavone free to find balance and empower my hormones naturally. It's patent pending, unlike anything else, and instead of interfering with natural hormone balance, the menstrual and menopausal formulas deliver key nutrients and potent botanicals to support the female body in every phase and every cycle. Hormones are chemical messengers telling your body vital information. If you have heavy periods, cramping, mood swings, low libido, bloating, hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, acne, and more, your messengers might need additional support so you can feel your best. Andrea says, because I'm feeling my best, I'm also momming my best now. Michelle says, now all my days are good days. I don't need to blame my hormones anymore. It's just me. Take the fun quiz in the show notes to see if your hormones are telling you that they really need to be balanced. Also, you can find a ton more information at the link in the show notes. Hey mama, are you stressed by the lack of time in the day to do all the things? Are you feeling disconnected from God, your husband, and even your kids because patience and presence seem out of reach? Do you want a healthier body, mind, spirit, and home, but overwhelmed in where to start? Hey, I'm Shan Wright, daughter of the king, wife, mom to 4, RN, wellness coach, and I know very well what it feels like to want to live well, but about to lose it with my very blessed full life. After realizing I can't pour from an empty cup, I tracked my way to whole body wellness and so much peace. If you are ready to cancel the stressed out life, learn tactical, intentional strategies as a mom wearing many hats, find more peace, confidence, and joy raising kingdom kids, then listen in. Come on, mama, together we got this. Really, God's got this. So go heat up that coffee again and turn your listening ears on. Let's chat.
Okay, Valentine's Day may have passed, but it is still Love Month, and we actually are going to celebrate this weekend and have a special date, and it's really fitting because we met January 25th, and we did not see each other again until February 25th. And so we get to celebrate that this weekend because that is like our very special, both of those dates are very special to us. And I'm not a huge Valentine's Day person, but I do like to make a date out of it and a special date at that. So, and actually that's what we're going to talk about is I hear a lot from you that you're all just busy, and so am I, and we're all busy, but we just want to know how to connect with our husbands in this busy life. how and when do you make the time? You want to find the time to just really connect again. And this is actually where I was in a postpartum anxiety. My feelings and stress were obviously all over the place. But what was really deep under there and under the message of my feelings is that I wanted and needed connection with my husband, God, and my girlfriends. I needed that relational fulfillment. And I know a lot of you are like me. I know we are a lot alike. Okay, so how do we make time to connect with our spouse that we desperately want? Okay, first we have to understand that it's going to be a fight. This is not something that just comes easy. This is not something that you just plan and it happens. It is part of life. No. There's something called an enemy out there, and the enemy does not want this to happen. Remember, he doesn't like family. He likes divorce. He likes separation. He likes division. His mission is to keep us busy, drive division. So, therefore, we're opposing that. We have to make the commitment to ourselves, our spouse, our family, that we will fight. And that is part of your marriage vow. That's actually what we vow when we get married. So we're going to try and keep that vow, right? Okay, so I'm going to share how we do it as a family. Now, every family will be different. Every schedule is going to be different. Every family dynamics is going to be different. But maybe you can figure out how my hacks and the way that I do things to fight can help you in your situation. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 connection types. And we're going to walk through these 3 connection types and how and when and all of that. And I've heard of these since pre-marriage counseling and from many different pastors, counselors, marriage gurus, but my most recent when time that I heard it and that I took these exact phrases from is from a book called Fun Loving You by Ted Cunningham. And so these are his 3 little phrases. So the 3 connection types are the daily delay, the weekly withdrawal, and the annual abandon. Okay, so those are his words. I've, again, heard of this many times from many different people, so there's not one person to give the appreciation to, but he does title them like that on the play with words, which I love. It helps it stay in your mind and just gives you that little memory renewal, so when you're in the moment, you can remember the importance of it. Okay, so first we're going to go over the daily delay. Now, how and when do you have a daily delay with your spouse? The daily delay is just a connection point each day. Now, sometimes it's a phone call if there's travel and someone's away, but the idea is a short conversation every day, a time to relationally connect every day. I know with kids and noise, sometimes this conversation can't even happen until they're in bed. And we have been there many times when it's, okay, finally I can talk to you. But, and then you're exhausted at that point, honestly. And so it's a quick 5 minutes, but that's better than nothing. And then if there's touch involved, even better. And I'm really emphasizing that for myself because I need the relational connection. I need the conversation, but my husband needs the touch. And therefore, if there's a kiss or a hug, just a rub on the back, you are hitting a few different love language buckets, and that's better than hitting just yourself and one, right? Okay, so there's the daily delay. And again, that's going to come different for different people, but find that moment. And for some of you, I remember before 2020, this daily delay was in the morning before my husband left for work. It was that moment, and then it was when he walked back in the door. It was those first few moments of reconnection, and those were really special. And we actually lost that in 2020 because then everyone was home, and then he switched to a completely remote job and works from home now since then. And that is something that I actually have lost and missed. But I just have to be more intentional now, okay? So I just have to know that the daily delay is still very important. It does not take the importance away just because I'm missing it. It actually increases it. And just because he's around more in the home does not count. That's not a connection. Just knowing that he's literally below me in the floor, below me in the house working, that does not connect. And so it actually takes more intention now to have that daily delay, but I know that it's important. So it is, now in my brain as something that I need to do, committed to memory, committed to intention, committed to action, and hold myself accountable to that. So it might be you have to write it down and remind yourself, a little note on your phone, a little alarm. I use alarms on my phone all day long and reminders. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're reminding yourself when you have so many things going on of the important things that you need to get to. Okay, so maybe for you, it's a note, it's a Post-it note, it's something on your computer, it's something on your planner, or it's on your phone. And it's going to go off and say, remember your daily delay today. And I think that's a really good way to be intentional, to put your intentions into action. There we go. Remember, intentions are a hill of beans. So we really want to get them into action. And that's how you can do that. Okay. Weekly withdrawal. Now, this is a weekly date. Now, with life, this could even be a date at home. That counts. And preferably, we like to set up a date at a date out. But if we have to do it at home, that can be okay. But it still is very intentional, purposeful. This is what we're doing. This is a date at home. We will even call it that, title it that, and plan for that. And this might even be sometimes after, like Sunday after church, we're going to do our Bible study together, or we're going to play a game or watch a basketball game Friday night after the kids are in bed. It all comes down to planning and looking ahead to the week. If there isn't a sitter and a date out planned, okay, what night can we get the kids in bed early so that we can start our date early so I'm not exhausted, And it takes so much intentional effort, but you can do it. And speaking of intentions, if our intentions are to spend time together, our action has to plan the time, get other people in place for it to happen, and execute. We are accountable to our marriage. If we get a date out, which we really try to at least every other weekend, and thankfully we have family to watch our kids, so it's not so expensive. But I'm actually under the belief that our marriage is worth it. Our marriage is worth the sitter cost. So same thing. We always look ahead at those weekends and planning them out, lining the things up. And even if you aren't a planner, this is something I would highly recommend you try planning, because there are other people involved. And if you don't plan, you can expect to fail. And if you fail to date your spouse, well, the connection will fail. And sister, I know you want this. I've talked to too many of you who want this. And maybe you need someone to go in the ring with you and fight with you. Well, that's me. I'm so for your wellness in your marriage. And if you're feeling weak in this area, or still struggling to find the time, or you just need that accountability because you feel like you're the only one fighting, then you should book me for a coaching session. I will fight with you, give you the tools and strategies to put up the best fight, and you will win. I am confident that you will win. So book me today at bit.ly/shanwright, right with the W. So bit.ly/shanwright. I cannot wait to chat with you. Okay, back to the next connection type, which is your annual abandon. This is an annual getaway with your spouse, and even one night counts. So before you bring all the arguments of getting away, one night even counts. Okay, so we were told this, again, in pre-marriage counseling, and my husband and I, being rule followers that we are, have made it a rule. But as we've talked to married couples over the years, I am shocked at how many don't do this or skip many years because of kids. Because of all we have talked about already, the enemy wants us to skip this. The enemy wants us to believe the lies, his lies, that we can't leave our kids. Maybe next year we can do it. Maybe the year after that. And we're fine. Our marriage is good. We don't need to get away for another time. We connect so many other times. We don't need a night or two away. I believe that these are lies to start to drive the division. It happens so gradually and slowly. It happens over time. We do not notice. And that is the point. He is a deceiver, and he wants us not to notice that we are slowly drifting, so slowly that we can't see it. So we have to know this ahead of time. We have to know the enemy's games. We have to go to war. Like I said, this is spiritual warfare. Your marriage, you are entering spiritual warfare. And we have to fight for that. And we have to fight for it daily. And we have to fight for it weekly. And we have to fight for it annually. And I think this is the hardest fight. Okay, so I'm going to step off that soapbox for a minute. But I really want you to go away to connect. And for us, we do this by, again, planning. It is our intention every year to have this time. So we have to look ahead and figure out what we have going on, what business trips we have going on, and more importantly, who will watch our children. With 4, this has been a little bit harder. And I know some other big families that do this, they split their kids up or they have a double team. We have tried the double team and it has worked. But we are just so grateful to our parents who are our sitters when we travel. And our marriage connection thanks them. And our marriage thanks them. So I know they are aware and also believe that this is a crucial thing for our marriage to thrive. And that's why they are fighting with us. Watching our kids is fighting with us. So find someone that's going to fight for your marriage just as you would. And those are going to be your sitters. Okay, so there you have it, friend. My 3 times to connect in marriage when you have no time. Basically, you are going to create the time, plan the time, value the time, because your marriage demands it. It is commanding it, it is wanting it, and it's up to you to fight for it. Now here's your homework. Come share your weekly date for next week. What's it gonna be? Where's it gonna be? What are the details? Let's chat about the ideas and hacks you have to make it happen, and we can offer our own. Maybe you're saying, I've heard this episode, I love it, but I cannot figure out how and when and where and who. Can you help me? And pop it in there. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out together, okay? So you're going to go to bit.ly/holistic hacks. This is our Facebook community. This is where we're just a bunch of moms holistically caring for each other, fighting for each other, being wellness warriors together. So come chat about it in there. That is your homework. Okay, until next time, may God himself, the God of peace, sanctify you through and through. May your whole spirit, soul, and body be kept blameless at the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. The one who calls you is faithful, and he will do it. 1 Thessalonians 5:23-24. Shalom, shalom.
Hey, Wellness Warrior. I pray that blessed you. And if so, it would bless me big if you would write a 5-star review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Not only would this make me super happy, but it will allow for others to find this show too. Also, I love to chat over on Instagram, so make sure to take a screenshot, share to your Instagram stories, and tag me at the shanwright so I can see it and we can keep chatting and bring other moms to chat with us. Until we get to chat again, mama friend, may the Lord's face shine upon you and give you peace.